The future to come in 20 to 30 years. Can it be predicted in the times of global uncertainty? How to map out the contours of the future so that they are more clear and bright. And what can be done by those who are today called the next generation?
Today in the program, Rakhat-Bi, Kazakh Mozart or creator of the next generation. The picture of a genius with music in the background.
Единственный человек, с кем я соревнуюсь,
The only person with whom I compete or compare myself, it's me yesterday. That is, today I must be better than I was yesterday, and tomorrow I must be better than I am today.
я должен быть лучше, чем я сегодня. Мне 19 лет.
I am 19. I am a Master of Arts. I study at the higher educational program of the Accademia Nazionale di Santa Cecilia in Rome. Rakhat-Bi Abdyssagin is a pianist and composer. He is the winner of prestigious international competitions. He began composing music at the age of 10. He has composed more than 100 pieces of music. He is the youngest lecturer at the International Council for Traditional Music, as well as the International Academy of Composers and Performers Impuls in the Austrian city of Graz. Rakhat-Bi has entered the national list of 100 new faces of Kazakhstan.
В моей семье нет.
There are no professional musicians in my family. My father is a theoretical physicist. He studied in the group of Nobel laureate Lev Davidovich Landau. He is an academician at the National Academy of Sciences of the Republic of Kazakhstan and the president of the Kazakh Physical Society. He is a physicist, but at the same time he has an absolute pitch. He plays dombra, piano, and accordion.
Играет на домбре, на рояле и на баяне.
Music is a language of my self-expression. This is the prism through which I perceive the world.
Когда мне было 11 лет,
at the age of 11, I wondered, what was the true genius of Mozart, Beethoven, and other great people?
Других великих людей.
In one of Mozart's concerts for piano and orchestra, there is such a moment when everything goes to an absolute climax.
К абсолютной кульминации. То есть по логике развития в этот момент как бы уже должны.
According to the logic of development at this point, there should be a full orchestral tutti. But at the moment of the highest tension, Mozart gave exactly one empty measure. That is, they are tact of pause, silence, and emptiness. By Mozart, this silence is really comprehensive. On the one hand, it can cause a feeling of some kind of understatement, but on the other hand, it speaks much more than many other things. That was probably a turning point in my understanding of Mozart, when I literally condescended to the realization that Mozart understood the greatness of silence.
Гораздо больше, чем многое другое. Музыка звучит во мне с самого рождения.
Music has been playing in me since my birthday. I started composing it, that is, fixing it on paper, when I was 10 years old. At the age of 11, I released the first collection of my creative works, Borders and Harmony.
Первый сборник моих творческих произведений «Грани и гармонии». Легендарный немецкий издательский дом Verlag Neue Musik Berlin, который опубликовал.
Legendary publishing houses such as Composer in Moscow, where the works of Tchaikovsky, Prokofiev, and Mussorgsky were released. The legendary German publishing house Verlag Neue Musik Berlin has released a number of my works too.
И Bach.
We have signed a contract with them for release of new works. My compositions are already available on their website. That is, any musician from around the world can buy these scores, order them, and perform.
Приобрести эти партитуры, заказать и исполнять. Когда мне было 13 лет, я прочитал свою первую.
When I was 13 years old, I did my first international lecture concert in the city of Bergamo. That was a lecture on the ways of music development, and later the Academy of Bergamo offered me to study there, to be a student.
Предложила мне у них обучаться.
Mathematics and Contemporary Music is my work that I wrote at the age of 14. In short, both mathematics and music permeate the whole universe, but you cannot put an equal sign between them. Moreover, in the time of Pythagoras, the so-called Tetraktras was of great importance. It reflected the ideology of the time, the cult of numbers, which was very popular among people.
Во многом отражал мировоззрение того времени, царивший в ту эпоху культ цифр.
For me, it is interesting that, for example, there is no zero in Roman numbers, but in Arabic numerals, which are used by the whole world, zero is, perhaps, even the predominant phenomenon of the system.
Весь мир. Ноль является, возможно, даже преобладающим феноменом этой системы исчисления. Ноль.
Zero in mathematics is like a void in the universe and a pause, silence in music.
В музыке. То, что я в 13 лет стал студентом, в 17 магистрантом, а в 18...
The fact that I became a student at the age of 13, I was a master's student at 17, and at the age of 18, I defended my master's thesis and was admitted to the higher education program of the Accademia Nazionale di Santa Cecilia in Rome may surprise some people. But this is just my flow of time. This is my own time, which exists in my coordinate system.
Существует в моей системе координат.
In the world of classical music, it is not surprising. Moreover, given that Mozart at the age of 5 composed music, Claudio Arrau performed all the works of Bach, Fritz Kral, a famous violinist at the age of 7, became a student at the Vienna Conservatory. Education in the higher educational program at Santa Cecilia is conducted in 6 languages.
Можно сказать, что ведется на 6 языках. Изучение языков расширяет наши коммуникации.
Learning foreign languages extends our communication capabilities. I graduated from a Kazakh school. I'm giving the interview in Russian. I read lectures in English. In Italy, I study in Italian. I speak Spanish too. I learn French and German. And I feel that even this is not enough. For when we study the language of other people, we literally become part of them. That is, we absorb their way of thinking.
Впитываем в себя образ их мыслей. Я пришел к такому умозаключению, что как нация...
I came to such a conclusion. Like a nation forms the structure of the sentence in the language. Similarly, the composer's school of this nation forms and develops drama in the musical works.
Другие в музыкальных произведениях, присущих данному народу. Творческий процесс —
I think that the creative process is probably one of the most intimate and sincere, sublime processes that happen in the life of every person.
Как я пишу музыку — это загадка для меня самого. Я уже стал тем, кем я с детства хотел быть.
I have already become what I wanted to be. I am a composer. I compose music, and for me, this is the greatest happiness, to perform on stage my compositions.
Пишу не только
I compose not only classical music that everyone knows, but also modern academic music, the so-called avant-garde, which is an evolutionary product and development of classical music.
рождением и развитием этой самой классической музыкой. Если проводить аналогию с миром науки, то
If we draw an analogy with the world of science, then everything that was done by Handel or Schubert appeared approximately at the time when the classic physics of Isaac Newton developed. And modern academic music, avant-garde, originated in the period of the emergence of quantum mechanics by Schrödinger, Niels Bohr, Dirac, and Max Planck, and also Albert Einstein's theory of relativity. So, if Bach is Isaac Newton in music, then Karl-Heinz Stockhausen is its Albert Einstein.
Бах — это Исаак Ньютон в музыке, то Карл-Хайнц Штокхаузен — это ее Альберт Эйнштейн. Если говорить о моих симфонических полотнах, которые...
If I talk about my symphonic compositions that were performed at UNESCO headquarters, in the Royal Festival Hall in London, in the Great Hall of the Berlin Philharmonic, and in the Great Hall of the Moscow Conservatory, I would like to mention the Kazakh Rhapsody for piano and orchestra, Forward into the Sunlight for violin and symphony orchestra, The Will to Live for piano with symphony orchestra. These works reflect the rapid development of modern Kazakhstan and argue that the will to live is stronger than fear.
Что воля к жизни сильнее страха. Я считаю, что наше время дает просто фантастические, невообразимые возможности для саморазвития.
I believe that our time provides fantastic, unimaginable opportunities for the self-development of every person. And taking the best lessons of our fathers, our history, our entire human history, I, of course, strive for the ideal, the Rakhat-Bi who exists in my imagination.
К некому Рахат-Би, который существует у меня в воображении.
For me, it was a great honor, a great opportunity to perform in front of the head of the state and be among the 100 new faces of Kazakhstan, each of whom is a symbol of the new time and new opportunities that our state, the era of independence, gives us.
Нового времени.
We are a young generation raised by our Yilbasa on our fertile soil of independence. All doors are open in front of us. We have unprecedented historical opportunities and the whole world hears us.
Я, как обычно, перед сном слушаю.
I usually listen to Mozart before going to bed. I like him. His music calms me down, and it seems to me that the heavenly spirit of the universe was given to him. Such music cannot appear just like that, right? The same with, for now, I am going to listen to your music.
9 апреля в Париже состоялась мировая...
On April 9th in Paris, the world premiere of my composition, Dispense de Loin, was held. It was written specially for the French Flute Orchestra. The uniqueness lies in the fact that this orchestra presents all 5 existing versions of the classical flute. They have the piccolo flute,
И пикколо-флейта,
the usual flute, the viola one, the bass one, and the rarest contrabass flute.
и для меня это было, конечно, огромным...
Of course, it was a huge event for me to write a composition for such a unique orchestra.
Судьба каждого человека — это...
The destiny of every person is an event. It is absolutely unique and unrepeatable, simply because those circumstances, those conditions, and that time will never return. And this is the charm of time. It does not return, it flows. That's why the only one I should be better today is me yesterday. And what I aim for is to be better than I am today and to improve with every sigh.
Это быть лучше, чем я сегодня, и совершенствоваться с каждым вздохом.
The symphonic and chamber compositions of Rakhat-Bi Abdyssagin sound in the best concert halls of Europe, Asia, and America. They are performed by famous soloists and orchestras. His creations were included in the treasury of the World Foundation for Performing Works for Piano and Orchestra, Discography at the University of Southern Illinois, USA, which has collected masterpieces of world classics.